Right, welcome to this next step, which we've called What is Leadership? And the point of the exercise we're about to get you to have a go at is to connect you to some of the pre-existing attitudes, beliefs, assumptions, ideas that you're holding on to about leadership and who is a leader. And the reason we think that's important to do is that, first of all, this is not a course which is trying to teach you a model of leadership that we think you can somehow ingest and then go and execute in the world as though it were software. Fundamentally, leadership is a social and relational action and practice. And therefore, if you're going to develop your leadership, it's about learning to be yourself more skillfully, and therefore it's about being more in touch and more self-aware about some of the influences that are swirling around in you that you've picked up along the way in life. So the opportunity here is to really consider what is some of the baggage you're holding on to, not to judge it, but to just connect with it, to be aware of it and how it might influence how you think about leadership and your relationship to things like power and authority. So this is a bit of an exploratory step just to see what you're already carrying with you. A related point, this is also not a course that believes leadership is something reserved for high status roles or individuals already in formal leadership positions. Our attitude and invitation here is to think about leadership as an action and something that's distributed across the health and care system in all kinds of roles, in all kinds of people. And if you're going to take up your power and take up your leadership practice, if we're going to call it that, one of the most important things you can do, regardless of your responsibilities or the amount of authority and status you might have in your role, is just be in touch with who you are and how you came to be who you are. And some of that is to do with attitudes to leaders and leadership, which you will have absorbed along the way, regardless of your professional experience, because we live in a society that demonstrates attitudes and ideas about leadership all the time, whether that's to do with gender or performance and behaviour. We kind of absorb that without too much discussion along the way. So all this step is an invitation to engage kind of critically and thoughtfully with what you already think, but perhaps haven't had much chance to consider before we get into some of the more substantive steps in this course. So have fun, don't rush over it, and really consider your response to some of the questions we pose below.